Hello there. This clip is about bulimia. Bulimia is one of the manifestations of what I call the eating disorder mechanism. So if you haven't watched the other clips, I call it an eating disorder mechanism because the person is taken over by what I call a dysfunctional defense mechanism. So what happens is that the person has holes, voids in various areas like lack of confidence, a sense that they're not lovable, a sense of not knowing how to be themselves around other people. So this creates voids, and in order to fill up those voids, the psyche initiates one or another of the eating disorder mechanisms. The psyche uses other ideas, but we'll just talk about bulimia here. So with bulimia, you would eat, but the body is incapable of just normally processing that food like a normal person would. When you have bulimia, you then purge. So up comes the food that you've eaten, which means that although people may be eating quite a lot, if they are being bulimic, and sometimes people are bulimic 5-10 times a day, they're actually not nourishing themselves at all. So a bulimic person can be basically starving themselves. Now, why? What is bulimia about? So basically with bulimia, it's like, you imagine the insides as being like this blank sheet of paper. When food comes into the body, it's like having that food dumped onto that white paper. When that happens, the eating disorder mechanism panics, gets distressed, and a build-up of energy takes place. So that even though the person may have had breakfast and is getting on with their day, inside the eating disorder mechanism and the voice of the eating disorder mechanism, it started to say, oh, that wasn't good, you shouldn't have eaten that, it's not going to work, you can't really keep it inside. And so round about lunchtime, perhaps the person will have something else to eat, and by, say, mid-afternoon, the mechanism has built up so much energy that the person feels so uncomfortable at the idea that this food is in their body that they are then sick, that they then purge. Now, that means that for some people, bulimia is an extension of binge eating disorder. So sometimes when somebody has bulimia, they will deliberately, very often at the end of the day after work, they come home from work and there's nobody at home, there's a void when they come home. So that void is then filled up with the bulimia. So the person will go downstairs, eat things in the fridge, maybe eat a loaf of bread. Various clients have told me the things that they've eaten. And they are eating knowing that that food is going to come up again. And sometimes it will just be once in an evening a person will binge and then purge, and then they'll get on with the evening. And sometimes maybe their partner will come home and never know that this binging and purging has taken place. But at other times, particularly when somebody is living on their own, the whole evening may be a sequence of binging and purging, which makes bulimia a particularly distressing and uncomfortable illness. And of course it's a disorder, so we need to do something about it. So in the next short clip I'll be talking about recovery from bulimia.